All right. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Mary Prina. I'm Director of Communications for the Hudson Gateway Association of Realtors, and welcome to another Breakfast with Benefits. We are back with our friends Alex and Josh from Real Grader. And today's topic, as Alex just told us, is going to be the power of Google and how it can help you in your business. So without further ado, Alex, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. It's good to be back. I've been doing these pretty much every month for the past year and a half, and they're great. Mary's got all them recorded on YouTube, and I'll give you all a link where you can get access to the previous recordings all in one shot. That goes right to her YouTube channel as well. And today we're going to be talking about the power of Google and how important it is to show up online. You all obviously know how important it is to show up in your business, and I see a lot of you showing up on camera. I am going to make the bold request here that if you are going to be present for this webinar and you have the ability to turn on your camera and participate, please do so, because I will show you an example of what it's like for me. This is what it's like for me when people aren't on video. Not as fun, right? You can't see my lips move. You can't see my emotions, my smile. I can't see your smile. So if you have video and can turn it on, makes the day so much brighter. I love to see your smiles, love to see who's participating, who's not. And it's all about action, right? I mean, it's all about action in this business. If you're not taking action in your business, you're definitely not going to get results. And same thing with a webinar. If you're going to come here to play, I always say, play all out. That's the best way to win. So I'm going to get into this right now. We got Josh on the call as well. I got a nice deck prepared for you to go over, and a lot of really good tips on what to improve when it comes to digital presence. So let me just make sure you can see my screen. Everybody see my screen okay? Perfect. So our company is called Real Grader, and I'm going to be talking about a little bit about who we are. I'll be talking about the importance of branding and online reputation. I'll be doing a hot seat. So one of you, I'm going to take you live, turn on your audio, turn on your video, talk to you, and actually Google you live. And by doing that, I'll be able to tell you what you need to work on, what you need to improve, and everybody else can watch and learn and do the same kind of thing. So that's a really great learning experience. And then I'll give you the 8-site digital blueprint, which is the blueprint to how to set up your 8 sites. And then I'll give you a bonus opportunity if any of you need help with this and want to work with us. So participation is key. If you can participate in the chat, that lets me know that you're playing, that you're taking action. What are your biggest takeaways? If you can participate via text, even better. Josh is going to be manning the text. And this is what we do at Real Grader. We measure, manage, and maximize your digital presence. So why do you care about that? Well, we've analyzed over 242,000 agent profiles at this point. Over the past 4 years, we've analyzed over 30,000 agents, and each agent has 8 profiles online: Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, homes.com, realtor.com, and Zillow. And we've seen all the biggest mistakes, and we know how to set those things up properly. So we know the gap. So we not only can measure, we can manage, we can maximize. And why did I get into this crazy business? My mom. So my mom was a realtor back in the day. She was doing real estate in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and she was doing really well. She did so well that she was able to afford this house eventually, but she started with absolutely $0 at JFK Airport. So she landed from Romania, no job. Everything got taken away from them in Romania, their house. My grandfather went to prison because he was an entrepreneur. And basically my grandmother and my mom started working in the factories in Queens, New York. Once she saved up enough money, she got into rental real estate. Then she got into residential real estate. Then she was able to put a down payment on this property. She rented it out. Then she lived in half of it, in the smaller half. And then eventually she lived in the whole thing. Really big success story for her, very inspirational for me. And I got to help her, even though I didn't want to, be honest. 1999, I came home from college and the internet had just happened to the real estate industry. She couldn't get her listings into the computer. She didn't know computers. She hated education, like continuing education. How many people hate continuing education? kind of a, one of those things you have to do. So she said, Alex, you got to help me. I stayed home that summer. I helped her do marketing, and she got this listing. It was a commercial property. She was doing residential. She's like, I don't even know if I should take the listing. And I said, Mom, take the listing. We'll figure it out. She took the listing. I started marketing it in a couple different ways. And if all of you know marketing is not one way, right? Like marketing is diversified marketing. You really don't know what's going to win you the deal or find you the buyer. So you got to do everything. You got to put it on the MLS. You got to do an open house. You got to send postcards. There's all these things you have to do. So I did email marketing for her and a few other things, but the email marketing was the one that hit, and it found a buyer, and she got an $80,000 commission check in 1999. That paid the mortgage for like 2.5 years in that house between mortgage and taxes. It's crazy. So I started helping her, then I started helping her friends, and that's how I got in the business. Since then, I've been doing everything from building technology companies in real estate, building MLS systems. I even built the Queens North Shore MLS system back in the day. And now I'm a national speaker going around the country. I have a team of people going around the country talking about digital presence and online reputation. This is the link to all of the videos that I've done in the past. I'm going to pop that link in here for you in the chat if you want to copy that down. These are our classes I did on Google, on Instagram, on social media, the best 9 secrets to technology, YouTube, TikTok, if you want to learn about that. I do all kinds of different classes for Mary and the HGAR. I share this not just to let you know that like I've built some really big digital marketing funnels. Just recently, I got awarded this, which is a 2CC award. It's for doing $1 million in revenue from one marketing funnel. In the internet world, this is like a really big deal. And I share that because we've helped a lot of top producers figure this stuff out. And a lot of these people are top producers in the real estate industry. Tristan Ahumada, he's a shareholder. Gary Ashton's an investor. Don Hobbs over at EXP. Sunita is the #1 agent in California. These are all top producers. And what I learned in working with them is online brand, online reputation, diversified influence, and mindset were really the keys to their success. Like common theme every time I interviewed each one of these. I've interviewed over 50 top influencers in the top 100 list, and all of them said the same thing. Building their brand, committed, consistent action, mindset, reputation. Those are the kind of things that make a difference. So I ask all of you, like, how into this are you? Like, do you want to be an influencer? Are you dabbling in real estate? Do you want to be in the top 100 list someday? Marcia says very. And again, participation in the chat is requested. Of course, who wouldn't be? Awesome. All right, so this is what I want to share with you all. And this is how we play our game here at RealGrader. We're very interactive, as you can see. I'm very, kind of aggressive about it just because I want you to win, so I have to be. So text Josh and let him know your name. This isn't for him to spam you. This is for him to choose who's going to be in the hot seat when we do the hot seat. Okay, this is his number, 561-506-6999. Feel free to text him or put your name in the chat and your number in the chat, and we're going to pick one of you and we're going to Google you live. So if I want to list or buy with you, where am I going to go? Let's take somebody on audio right now. Like, I want to list or buy with you. Let's take Vanessa. Vanessa, can you unmute? Are you able to?
Yeah, I'm trying. Sorry, you're on the
Awesome.
different screen. I was trying to get your number and you did it too fast.
Okay, no problem. Josh, can you put that number in the chat?
I just did.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thanks, Josh.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll do that.
So Vanessa, if I want to list or I want to buy with you, are you, I saw you said you had CEO on there. Are you a listing agent as well?
I do list, yes, but I teach train my team to list, more importantly.
Perfect. So if I want to list or buy with you or your team, where am I going to go? Like, where am I going to research you?
Well, you're going to find us on social media for sure. And we do Google, but I'm desperate to learn. GMB is a nightmare as far as I'm concerned.
Yep. GMB is Google My Business for everybody else. Yep. So yeah, those are some of the places they're going to go. They're going to go to social media. They're going to go to Google. They're going to check you out. And people underestimate how much research people do. Like nowadays, a lot more research than back in the day. And I'll give you like a real life practical example. My mom would make a recommendation to a restaurant. Back in the day, I would just take it and go. Now I Google it, right? And that's my mom. She does the same thing. I make a recommendation to her. She Googles it too. My mom wanted to list a condo in Miami, and she asked me and my brother, who should I list with? Right? And my brother's in North Carolina and I'm in Miami. So I was thinking she should trust me because I'm in Miami. So I gave her the president of the association, which I thought was a great recommendation. And my mom and my dad take my brother's recommendation and mine. And my dad does this whole like analysis of which realtor he thinks is the best one. Right. And those are my parents. They should trust me, right? But they don't. We still Google because it's so easy. It's at our fingertips. So that's what's happening, right? And where do you search? You search on Google, and GMB, Google My Business, is important nowadays because now Google is creating searches specifically for real estate, like best realtor in Westchester or best realtor in Miami, and then your Google local ad would show up. You might have seen these already. They look kind of like Zillow-esque. They're these little ads on the top. Like, where are you, Vanessa? What town are you in?
Sorry, White Plains. But we cover the entire Hudson Valley. We've got an office in Manhattan. Our head office is in White Plains. And we have offices in Europe and Asia. So we cover the whole gamut.
So let's just use that area as an example, right? Like I put in best.
Oh, you won't find me as best realtor. I'm too small.
No, I'm just for an example for everybody else. Is like this happens across the nation right now. I put in best realtor in White Plains or best realtor in Miami, and these are the ads that are showing up on top.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these people are paying for each phone call, and it's based on how many reviews they have. The review thing is the biggest algorithm in the whole thing. It's not even how much they pay. I had a client that wanted to pay $1,000 a month, but didn't have any reviews. Google wouldn't even take their money because they didn't have the reviews. So they couldn't put them on the top of the list. And why I'm bringing this up is because reputation online is so important. When I talk about Google, I'm talking about Google reviews big time. And this is a big move that you all need to be making right now, is like little by little getting some reviews on there. You might have 15 and then you get to 30, then you get to 80, then you get to 100, but you have to have a strategy in place for that, or you're going to fall off the radar. And it's a lot of the searches are moving here. The other thing I want to tell you is that Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com, where do you think they spend the most of their advertising dollars? Anybody have a guess? You can look up their financial reports on Yahoo. It tells them where they spend their money. Over 50% of their marketing is spent on Google. So they're spending the money to then sell you the leads. Instead, you could be spending the money or getting yourself ranked really high on Google so you get the leads directly. It benefits the local agent. So far, so good? All right, so let's keep going here. When we talk about online reputation, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about Zillow, we're talking about Google, we're talking about Realtor.com, Homes.com, Facebook, and LinkedIn. These are all the places where you can get reviews. But now I'm going to give you the priority order because we all only have 24 hours in the day. So where should you focus your time? Number one, Google. It is not Zillow anymore. I'm even going to say that number two, Realtor.com, not Zillow. Okay, Realtor.com is getting way more ranked for your name on a search than Zillow is.
How much do they pay you to say that?
What's that?
I said, how much should they pay you to say that?
No, I'm not. I don't promote one portal over the other. But
I'll mute myself now because I was thinking out loud. Sorry.
Okay. What I notice is because we do so many Google searches of agents, I know the pecking order of how things show up on Google, and your realtor.com is always on top over Zillow, over homes.com too. Although homes.com is about to go huge, don't close your eye to homes.com. They just bought homes.com for 100 million, CoStar did. They bought HomeSnap for 250 million. If you think they're not going to do something with that, they're going to do something huge right now. That's coming next. Facebook and LinkedIn is another place to get reviews too. Now, when it comes to social media, you have to be on Facebook. Now, I'm going to tell you something that's opposite to what most people have been saying. Most people have been saying, oh, you have to have a Facebook business page and, you know, share things on your Facebook business page. And that's where all the action is. You have to have a Facebook business page. Yes. You should post on your Facebook business page. Absolutely. Where's all the action? Your Facebook personal page. Today's Facebook is about relationships and your personal connections. Posting on your Facebook personal, not your listings, but posting on your Facebook personal and creating relationships on Facebook personal is the name of the game on Facebook now. The algorithms have completely changed. Number 2 is Instagram. What's the best use of your time on Instagram? Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels expand beyond your basic audience to way more people. So if you're going to spend any time on Instagram, I would just be doing Reels, to be honest. Because a lot of you aren't posting all the time anyway. So if you are going to post a Reel, it'll do way better than a regular post. Test it. Let me know what you think, but I know for sure that's the way it works. Number 3 is YouTube. Everybody needs a YouTube channel. Google owns YouTube. This one goes unused a lot by realtors, but I think it's very important that you start building your YouTube channel. I have clients that win listings for listings that they don't even list because they had created the video for that property 3 years ago, and somebody found the video and contacted them. Imagine that. That's called evergreen content, content that lasts forever. Last one is LinkedIn. And here's the thing I'm going to tell you about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a little tougher to use than Facebook and Instagram, but a lot easier to use on desktop than on mobile. So if you're like, I love using my computer, not my phone type of person, you should be all over LinkedIn. And another reason LinkedIn is great is you can literally take your spreadsheet of contacts and upload it to LinkedIn, and they will find your contacts. It's so easy. You go to My Network, you go to add contacts. They ask you, do you have a spreadsheet? You go, here's my spreadsheet. Boom, it finds all your people. So I'm trying to give you at least one actionable item on each platform so that you can take action off of this training, okay? Was that useful? Let me know in the chat. What's your biggest takeaway so far? Something you're going to take action on?
Alex, Vanessa's asking about Nextdoor. What are your thoughts on that?
Yep, absolutely. So Nextdoor is up and coming 100%, especially in local neighborhoods. A lot of local community people are using it, posting about parks, dogs, things they see, things that are for sale. It's a great place to be a part of that community. From a Google presence standpoint, it's not in our top 8 because it doesn't often show up on a search. But from a community standpoint, it is a great place to play. So Marcia says LinkedIn. Claudia says very useful. Didn't know about Instagram Reels being the better way to go. Awesome. Clendestoy says becoming more active online. Marcia says GMB is a bear. Important. Do you help with GMB? Yes, we do help with GMB. Yes, GMB is a bear. And yes, it is important. Very important. You can make a reel out of static photos using Canva. Absolutely. Canva is an amazing tool. You can do pretty much everything in Canva. You can do videos in Canva. You can do posts in Canva. You can do covers for YouTube. You can do Instagram highlights in Canva. And here's the biggest tip I'm going to give you. Try not to do all this stuff yourself. Like go on Fiverr and hire somebody for $20. You'd be surprised for $20 how much work you'll get done. I hire people all the time on Fiverr for like $20, $50 projects. I don't want to waste my time. I mean, I'm the type of guy, like yesterday, my kids got 2 beds and 2 desks that got delivered, and the handyman was in the house. And it's like, that's a bear of a project. I'm like, how much to put those together for me? I'll pay you, just please do it. I have other things to do. You know what I mean? That's the way you want to be thinking about your business. Yeah, Fiverr, exactly. Okay, now let's jump into Google online reputation. This is an example, one of our clients, Gary Ashton, 948 reviews. Do you think this guy wins business when people Google him? Absolutely. You know how many phone calls he gets off of his Google business page? Insane amount of phone calls. Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to get to 948 reviews, but I am saying you better have a strategy around getting more reviews, and your strategy should be Google first. Next thing, you can add your listings to Google Business through the dashboard. Now, here's the tip. Don't waste your time adding your active listings and your under contracts. Just add your sold. That way you don't have to maintain it. You know what I mean? You all know how annoying it is. It goes from active to under contract, then under contract to sold, trying to keep up with all of this in like 12,000 places. So here I would say just put some sold so you look like an active realtor when I Google you. You know, you've got some great reviews, you've got some sold properties, I trust. Next thing, realtor.com. There's 2 ways to get reviews on realtor.com. One is the 5-star reviews that have to be done by customers. The second is recommendations. Here's the nice thing about recommendations. You can go into the realtor.com dashboard. You can copy reviews from anywhere. And when I say anywhere, I mean text messages, emails, handwritten letters, Facebook, Google, and you can paste them into realtor.com recommendations. So there's no excuse not to have a reputation on realtor.com because you can literally copy it from everywhere. No other platform allows that. Next up, social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. My biggest advice to you all, stop scrolling and start posting. Get in, post, get out. Don't get sucked in. Okay, that's really important. You all know how much time can get sucked out right there. Connect with people, connect with your sphere, and make it a task. What do I mean by this? You have a contact database, and you've got name, email, phone number. Add another column in your contact database for Facebook, another column for LinkedIn, and another column for Instagram, and make sure you connect with your clients on all these platforms. And just make it part of your daily routine, right? Like as I grow my contact database, I make sure I'm connected with these people. It'll make it less of a bear later on. Somebody could mute themselves.
The Justice Department and the committee sent it to
Whoever's unmuted, whoever's talking, can you please mute? Thank you. Sorry, Alex.
No problem. Okay, next one. Now, this is an important one for you to understand. This is, I actually created a list of the top 100 influencers based on social media reach. And I'm noticing that the gap is getting bigger very quickly. Okay. Who's in the top 100 influencers right now in real estate has a minimum of 20,000 followers on all their platforms. Okay. So if you're at like, I have 200 followers and agents are at like, I have 20,000 followers, and 2 of you go to a listing and one says, hey, if I list your home, well, first of all, I could put it on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Google, Instagram right now and reach 20,000 people instantly. And you go in and you go, well, I could reach 200 people. Who do you think they're going to list with? Right? The 20,000. So you have to really consider that the gap is getting wider. And why I love doing these trainings, because I want to wake people up. Like, you have to put something in place. There has to be a structure in place in your marketing, because this is kind of the irrecoverable stuff. Catching up to somebody who has 10,000 followers when you have 0 or 200 or 300 is not easy. That's a big race. You have to put a structure in place in your business now to start doing that on the regular basis. Invest time once a week to expand your connections. Hire somebody to do it for you, whatever it is, but don't fall behind, because that gap, 3 years ago, the gap was like this. 2 years ago, the gap went like this. Now the gap is like this. It's getting really big. And that's why you see top team leaders creating teams, because they have a lot of influence and they can spread the leads out. That's why this whole team thing is happening, because those people are creating such a gap against everybody else that they can just bring in other people and distribute leads. If you ask the top producers how they grew, that's one of the biggest ways, is they created marketing, diversified influence, and they spread themselves out, and they built a brand for themselves with recognition, with online reputation. Now, the issue is 48% of realtors say keeping up with technology is their biggest challenge. How many people on this call, if I said, get to 20,000 followers, you would know exactly what to do? Couple people, awesome. So that's the thing, is that there's a lot of struggle here, right? So I'm going to ask you all right now, and you can either text Josh or you can put it in the chat. If you were to grade yourself 1 through 100 on your digital presence, what grade would you give yourself 1 through 100? I see a 10, 70, 75, a 20. Josh, what are you seeing in the chat?
A 90, a 30. I've looked a couple of them up, so they're pretty close.
Okay, awesome. So
Yeah.
let's keep moving here. So why I bring up that grade is because as I grade somebody, I want you to think about like the things that could be improved. So a lot of you can't really manage all this, right? Like, and I just want to be very clear with you. It's almost impossible to get all of this managed on your own, right? Like you have to have at least an assistant, or you have to have a Fiverr person, or you got to have like somebody in your office that's doing this kind of stuff. Because how can you do the business of real estate and manage your Google business page and get reviews and grow your Instagram following and get your LinkedIn connections and get your YouTube subscribers up and your Facebook and my Zillow sales data and my homes.com endorsements and my realtor.com recommendations? It goes on and on. And there's a lot of consequences. Somebody's at my door. Just give me 1 second. Josh, can you take over for a second?
Yeah, just guys, with Google reviews, just remember they're not transaction based. So anyone in your sphere, as long as it's a business review, Google will vet it, but they'll leave it up there. So don't be afraid to ask for 5-star reviews, but everybody's trying to build those. You know, if you're at a closing, you got a mortgage person, a title person, everybody's trying to build Google reviews. Make sure you're doing that in your sphere and reaching out and saying, hey, I'll leave you one, you leave me one, and just start building that, because they're not going to read all of them, but you start, increasing the numbers and the reviews, and just land you more credibility on your Google business page.
Perfect. So let's keep going here. A lot of you need help with this. And here's the first thing that we're going to do to offer for free to help you, is to actually grade you. So we've graded over 30,000 agents. If you go to getyourfreegrade.com, you can request your free grade of your online presence. We built a software that scans 181 data points across all 8 sites and tells you what you're missing. And we find broken links and things like that. So that's getyourfreegrade.com. You can write that down or whatever you want.
Put it in the chat too.
Perfect. So this is the mistakes that we find after analyzing 240,000 profiles. Biggest mistake, inconsistent social media and a lack of branding. I mean, I literally see agents that used to work at Keller Williams, but now at Coldwell Banker still advertising Keller Williams, right? I see phone numbers that are not working. I see links that are broken on Zillow, not going to your Facebook business page, or a 404 error, or an HTTPS error, or a SSL error, things like that. Broken links and outdated information. You got to make sure your information is up to date. A lot of you don't even put your bios on your profiles, which you really do want to have that, because otherwise you look blank, you look empty, you look like you're not in business. Inappropriate or negative content. Sometimes you don't know about a bad review or you don't know about a profile that's out there. There's a lot of information on the web. It's crazy. I mean, there's information about what you pay for your mortgage and what house you own right on the internet, on Google, page 1. Data not synchronized on Zillow, Realtor, Homes.com. Like you did 25 deals last year, but on Zillow, it says 0 sales in the last 12 months. And we'd love to just blame Zillow for that. But at the end of the day, we got to take responsibility. That's our online presence, right? So the average grade is a 30 out of 100. So wherever you guys scored, were thinking you scored before, the average is actually a 30 out of 100 in the industry. And this guy, I like to bring him up. He's like a go-getter. Gabe Cordova. I don't know if you know this guy. He's at EXP. And he speaks all over the country, has a huge team, has teams in 2 different cities. And he says, I want to admit a failure on our part as a company and my part as a team lead. Our online digital footprint was a hot mess until recently. I discovered a company called RealGrader. I'm so glad I did. Over the last few weeks, they helped us identify errors in our links, logos, pictures, phone numbers, and emails across the internet. They went through every online account we had, every, and cleaned up my social presence in our companies. I can't even imagine how many opportunities we missed. And then he invited us to a group of 800 top producers called Ylopo. Yeah. And we had over 200 agents get Googled there, and they were top producers, and they were a hot mess too. So we ended up fixing their stuff as well. So let's look at what it should look like. This is what your digital presence should look like. Here's Gary Ashton. I put in his name. I see his website. I see his Facebook business page. I see some videos, some YouTube videos, some social media videos. I see his Google business page. I see his listings. I see his reviews. He looks solid online, right? He looks like somebody that sells a lot of real estate. No wonder he's the #1 team for Remax in the world. So that's like your case study example. Like if you want to Google him yourself, that's kind of what you should be trying to look like. Now you need a solid foundation. So I'm even going to show you somebody that's Gerald, who's this person, and anybody doesn't have to have 900 reviews, but he has 9 reviews. And here's Steven, he has 22 reviews. This is still a solid presence. And notice what happens when I Google his name. His Facebook, his realtor.com shows up, his Twitter, his LinkedIn, his website, his Google business page, his listings. Another example of what you need to look like. So I don't care if you're top producer or you're brand new to the industry, you should have some form of an online presence that's solid. And you'd be surprised if you're somebody that says, well, I don't have any listings, Alex. How do I make that happen? You can make it happen. That's the beauty of the internet right now, is you can get Google reviews even though you haven't sold anything. You can have a Facebook business page even though you haven't sold anything. You can have branding even though you haven't sold anything. And if you're a top producer, then you really have no excuse because you've sold a lot of stuff. So you should leverage all of that into a solid online presence. Awesome. So let me stop for a second. Any takeaways? Yeah, great question. Kayata says, how can I get reviews if I haven't sold anything? Well, on Google, they're not checking to see if you sold anything. Anybody can give you a review. You could have your broker give you a review. You could have a mortgage vendor give you a review. You could have somebody you worked with at a previous job give you a review just based on your integrity, your honesty, your professionalism. They don't have to speak to, hey, I sold a property with her, but they could say, hey, this person is honest, professional, most hardworking person I've ever met. That's a review. Make sense? Awesome. So how to build your brand on these main sites. This is the hot seat. So Josh, pick somebody at random. Let's bring them into the hot seat. Make sure they have video enabled because they have to be on video to work with us.
Yeah, so I've got Claudia DeCenzo.
Okay. Let me
There
see if
she
I can
is.
find her on here.
Yeah, she's got some stuff on there and some things I think we can help with.
This is great. Thank you.
Yeah, the other one, Alex, is Lucas Iris.
Just put both of the names in the chat for me, and I'll take Claudia through it first. How's it going, Claudia?
Very good. Thanks. This is exciting. I feel like I've learned some of these things, but have way more to learn. So I'm really glad for the chance for you to look at my profile. Thank you.
You got it. No problem. So we're going to Google. How long have you been in the business?
Oh, about 8 or 9 years now.
Okay, cool. And what brand are you with?
Hudson Riverline Realty. We're out of Cold Spring, New York, 1 hour north of New York City.
Awesome. All right, cool. So I Google Claudia, right? I put in her first name, I put in her last name, and boom, I see search results. So the first great thing, Claudia, I acknowledge you, is that you have a Google business page. This is a GMB. This is a Google My Business page. You have it. You have your headshot. Very rare, but amazing. That's what we like to see, because now I actually imagine I didn't see you on Zoom. Now I can see your face on Google Business. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the person I met.
Okay.
People are surprised, like the photo that you put here is really important. It's part of your branding. And now you've got your name here. The one thing I would add is the agency that you're with to your Google name.
Okay.
And then I do see that you have 6 Google reviews and you have a 5-star rating. That's tremendous, right?
Okay.
Keep working at that and keep getting more of them. The things that I do see missing right now is your bio is a little short. It's just like a one-liner. I call it, you have the standard bio, the, hey, buying and selling, I can help you. Give me your referral, but we want to have like a nice bio that possibly even covers some of your service areas. Because if you have a bio that has your service areas, and we have that on 8 different profiles with your service areas, you're basically getting search engine optimization for all your areas.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yep, because we want to find you for more than just your name. We want to find you when we put in, Cold Spring, New York, or Putnam County, New York, and things like that.
Okay, great.
So that's Google Business. So that's a really good example for everybody else. Is like, this is kind of what it should look like. Plus she can add her sold properties, plus she can add her bio. And eventually, once she has all her social media in check, Google will find those and add her social media icons as well.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. So next thing we'll do is we'll look at your Instagram.
It's all just personal. It's fine. No, I mean, it's fine, but I haven't made that a professional thing yet. It's just my family and stuff.
Perfect. So that comes up for a lot of people, right? Like, do I do the personal Instagram? Do I do the business Instagram?
Right.
You can do both. You could keep your personal and keep your business. My recommendation is make your business one your actual.
Oh, can't hear you.
Make your business one your actual name, and then make your personal one a nickname.
Oh, okay. For Facebook too, or it's a business Facebook page and a regular Facebook page?
For Facebook, hold on one second, sorry.
Yeah, guys, the way things are titled, like with your Google business page and your other platforms, is how Google picks them up in the search. So your Facebook business, how that's titled, name, your title, realtor, and then, even your brokerage name, if you're with Coldwell Banker, you're with Remax, any keywords that you can have in your title and the way that they're looked up on Google helps those platforms to show up on page 1 of Google. And that's kind of our goal with our clients, is to make sure when someone does look you up, that your platforms are showing up on social media. And realtor.com, I mean, like Alex mentioned, they spend a lot of money with Google SEO. So that's always a top platform. So that's a platform that we help max out with keywords for everybody, for like their markets, service areas, specializations. If you're working with senior citizens, veterans, military, like there's a ton of different keywords inside realtor.com that people use for searches. So when we help our clients set these platforms up, we go in and just max out everything that we can in all of these sites, and just make sure when someone does Google you guys, and guys, it's mostly referrals that are Googling you because they've got your card, they know who you are, but they've got 5 cards for agents. Everybody knows a realtor, and they're getting referrals from everybody else. So you want to make sure when they're looking you up, you're standing out above those other agents that they're also Googling, and making sure that you're popping online. And then those are the agents that usually get the calls. They want to check out your Facebook page, they want to check out your Instagram, see how many followers you have, and don't be afraid to follow like other realtors or have other realtors following you. Because then when you come out of or go into a listing appointment and you say, hey, I've got 500 plus connections on my LinkedIn. I've got a lot of realtors that follow me. Once they see your listing, they're going to show it to their buyers. So you want to come out of there, using those followers, those connections, just to make sure that you're looking credible with your online presence. So, and these are the 8 sites that get the most traffic for you guys. That's why we focus on these.
Yeah, back to the Facebook question also. So you want to have your Facebook personal, you want to have your Facebook business. Those are by default. Those are going to work the way normal, right? Because they have to friend request you to see your stuff. But for Instagram, you could have both, but preferably you just convert your personal to a business and you open yourself up to the world and you are who you are. Saves you a lot of time and effort. But if you need to keep it separate, you keep it separate. I got a question from the group here. Do you guys help with Instagram? Absolutely, we do. We not only set it up, but we can post for you if you need that service. How do you add social media profiles to Google My Business? So that's something that Google decides. You don't get to go in there and just put them in. When your socials are hitting page 1 for your name, Google automatically indexes them and starts adding them to the Google My Business. When it comes to your photo, you can add that through the dashboard. Let me take a look at your Zillow profile for a second. So for your Zillow, it says you did 10 sales in the last 12 months. I would make sure that your headshot is showing up here to have consistency.
Okay.
You're missing your bio, and you can actually activate this link if you wanted to.
Okay.
And then over here, your Facebook, your LinkedIn. So let's just take a look at your Facebook real quick. Okay, this one has the same branding. That's good. I would usually change this message button unless you're sitting on Facebook Messenger 24/7. That's a sketchy world to live in, because if they contact you and you don't have a good response rate, they're gone. I would probably switch that to click to call and just have them call you or contact you versus sending a message.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Besides that, your social media stack, you can put your social media stack on your Facebook business page. That would be here, and that would be links to all your other stuff. All that cross-linking is what eventually Google likes, and that's how Google starts to index your stuff.
Okay.
That's all stuff that we can help set up. Realtor.com. So your Realtor.com is this even you?
It's out of date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't.
So we see this a lot. It's not, don't freak out. But we don't want it to be blank. We want it to be up to date. We want it to be your current company and phone numbers. And then we want to start getting some reviews, have your bio. And the biggest thing is areas served. Once you get this thing set up the right way, and we can do that for you, you would have all your service areas in here. And this is for everybody. If you don't put your service areas on Realtor.com and I search for a realtor in that service area, you will not be on the list. Like literally, you're just not even there. You don't exist.
Wow.
Right? You can put up to 20 in here. So you could actually get some extra leads out of the deal.
Great.
And then the branding up here, if any of you see this image, this is the default Realtor.com image. Tell me why they use this scary Halloween looking image. I don't know. I prefer a blue sky day with a sun, but maybe they do this because they really want you to put your image in there.
Okay.
And then LinkedIn over here, same kind of deal. We want the headshot to be consistent. We want a nice banner. LinkedIn has at least not a dreary banner, but they want you to put your own branding in there. So that should give you, a sense of the kinds of things that you need to improve on just in your page 1 results. We don't want your potential sellers, buyers looking you up and going, well, this looks kind of empty. This is kind of blank. Especially if I go to Realtor.com and it's blank, it's like, are you really in business? And obviously you are, because you did a lot of deals on Zillow, but we want that to match up everywhere.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much. That was so helpful.
Yeah. What's your biggest takeaway?
I got to fix that Realtor.com page and get myself a business Instagram page and interlink the things. I forget the name of it, but getting those icons for social media up everywhere, getting my headshots everywhere.
Social stack.
Yeah.
Perfect. And everybody else watching, did you learn something? Let us know in the chat. What's your biggest takeaway? I mean, Claudia's like kind of in the middle. She's probably, if I was to grade her just off the top of my head, you'd probably be scoring like a 40 to a 50. And once you got everything completed, you could get yourself to 100.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank
Marcy
you.
says, I need your help. That's my biggest takeaway. I hear you, Marcia. So what I'm going to share with you all is how we can help all of you. And let me go through this. So, I mean, old habits are hard to break. I think the biggest habit that I see realtors don't want to break is, well, I could just do it myself. You could. And I'll tell you right now that I offer everything for free. So if you go to realgraderuniversity.com, I literally have step-by-step guidebooks on every platform that you can download, you can read it. But at the end of the day, what I look at is your time. Your time is valuable too. So if you're the do-it-yourselfer, go to realgraderuniversity.com. If you think you need help with this, this is where we come in. We offer a service called the digital optimization. We literally digitally optimize you on all 8 sites: Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, homes.com, Realtor, and Zillow. Obviously, we want you to take any action step towards upgrading your digital presence, but I want you to imagine what it would be like, and maybe I'll ask Claudia, like, what would it be like next year if you had all this stuff tight and everything was like looking solid? Do you think it would impact your business?
I think it really would. I think I would get more listings, which is what I'm aiming for.
Bingo. So, I mean, if we look at the future here and you look at diversified influence and you have yourself set up on all these platforms, and you look at people like this, like Gary Ashton, #1 Remax team in the world, Tristan Ahumada, who's like on every platform possible, including TikTok. We just want you to take actions. So I want to show you what we did for Gary. So Gary, even though he had a marketing team, we graded him. He had the highest grade we had ever seen. He had an 82 out of 100, but he had 18 points of error. So we went in and we cleaned all that up. And then he loved it so much, he brought us back to his team. We optimized like over 20 of his team members. And then he's like, this is so good, I want to invest in your company. Like that's where we're at with this. So we do what we call the 8-site digital blueprint. We are going to get you on a 90-minute call, collect all your information, get access to all your different profiles, and then we're going to set up one by one. Google business number 1, Facebook business number 2. Then we're going to go into Instagram, connect it to your Facebook business, do all the proper settings, do all the proper optimization. We're going to go into LinkedIn. We're going to go into YouTube and set up your YouTube channel the right way with the social media stack. We're going to set up your homes.com. We're going to set up your realtor.com with the branding, with the service areas, with the proper setup. We're going to set up your Zillow profile the right way, make sure everything's linked there. And that's what we call the 8-site digital optimization. So, I mean, for everybody on this call, information is great. You probably took a lot of notes, but if you want to get stuff done, if you're like, I'm a go-getter, I just like to get it done, this is where we can help fill the gap. So we do it for you. We basically set up all the profiles for you so you can stay focused on the business of real estate. And I'll just jump right to this question. I mean, I'll ask Claudia, for example, if all it did was get you 1 client, would it be worth it? And then I'll show you the price.
Yes, I think
above or beyond what you think. Above or below what
yeah, I mean, considering that 1 client often leads to many others, and that 1 client can potentially bring in a lot of business and good reputation. It makes financial sense, I think.
Perfect. So I'm going to share with everybody what this would cost. It's less than what you'd think. So, I mean, a Google business optimization is $297. A Facebook business optimization, other companies charge $297. That's not what we charge. Instagram business, $97 to set it up right. YouTube channel, $97 to set it up right. In LinkedIn, $97. Homes.com, $97. Realtor.com, $97. And if you at least value your time at $50 an hour, it would take you at least 2 hours for each of these profiles if you knew what you were doing. We obviously are professionals. We know what we're doing here. Total value is $1176. The bonus is that we get you on a 90-minute call to collect all the information. We do this unique to each of you. So this isn't like a cookie cutter template factory type of thing. And then we set up your branding. So we design your branding for every single platform. That's included. So all of that plus the branding is a $1770 value. We also set up a digital business card for you that ties everything together so that you can share it by text, share it by email, share it by QR code, show off how amazing you are as a realtor with your reviews on your digital card, with your bio on your digital card. So all of that gets set up, and we all know that 88% of business cards get thrown in the garbage in less than 2 weeks. So this is the Instacard that we set up for you. Ryan Serhan uses it as well. So that's the $1,980 value. So all this setup, all this work, we do it in 30 days or less from the date of the call. And the total value is $996. As the promotion that we just did at EXP, we went to EXP Shareholder Summit. I'm giving you guys the same deal. So $996 instead of a $1,300 online price and instead of a $1,900 value. So for $996, you get it all done. And Josh can put the link in the chat. And I'll ask Claudia, I mean, is that more or less than what you thought the price would be? I mean, you could be honest.
It is less. It is less.
Perfect. So if that's something you're interested in, Josh can help you with that. Josh is going to take it over from here. Josh, just put the link in the chat, communicate with anybody that needs help. But we're here to help you. I'll give you 3 different resources. Number 1 is free resource, realgraderuniversity.com. Number 2 is email us at hello@realgrader.com if you have questions. And number 3 is I'm giving you Josh, who can answer anybody's question, can take anybody through the process and provide the link. If you just text him, he'll send you back the link. He'll get you set up. He'll get you scheduled for your 90-minute call. And from 30 days of your call, everything will be done. We are a little bit backed up right now. We have about a 3-week wait to get started for your process. We get you started right away, but by the time you have your call, it's probably 2 to 3 weeks out. So I thank you all. Josh, you got this from here?
Yeah, we'll just go over some of the questions that I'm getting in the chat already. Yeah, I mean, most agents and brokers that go through this optimization, when they're done, they're like, I should have done this when I first started my career. So yeah, you don't have to be like actively, in the biz for a long time. This is like the first area with your marketing budget. You should be looking at getting this done before you spend money on leads, before you spend money on other marketing, because your online presence is like your foundation. That's your footprint. So in this package, we've taken, I think, over 6,000 agents through this optimization now. We get a lot of great 5-star reviews from brokers and agents that go through this. So that's one of the questions there. Let's see. Sarah said, thanks, she's signing up. Awesome. So when you click on the link, it's just takes like a couple minutes to register. The first page is just the account information. Second, and hit subscribe. The second page is the credit card payment info. And then after you put that in and hit submit, wait for that next page to come up. That's going to have it's going to say congratulations. It's going to have a calendar link at the top. And that's the link for your onboarding call with our coach. So you would just click on that link. It'll show you like the first available dates that they've got. And then you want to make sure you get on that calendar because they keep getting pushed out as more agents sign up for this optimization.
One thing to add, just to be clear on the pricing, because I saw there was one question from I think Vanessa. There's no commitment here. So you're paying $897 for the setup of your 8 sites, and you're paying $99 for your digital card for the first year. After the first year, you can pay another $99 for the digital card. That's the only continual commitment, but there's no contract on it. So you can cancel anytime with that. So it's $897 for the setup. It's a one-time setup, and then $99 for the digital card. That's how we come to the $996 total. It's our most popular package, and online that price is over $1,300. Awesome, Vanessa, congratulations.
Yeah, that was the next question I was going to get to. There's no monthly fees or anything. It's just a one-time optimization fee. And then, like Alex mentioned, if you want to keep the digital card after 1 year, but we'll customize it, set it up for you, show you how to use it. You have access to a dashboard. You can have video playing behind your headshot on your digital card, which is a very cool feature. When someone opens it up on their phone, it's, you can have a video of one of your listings in the background going, and it's moving. So it's land some digital credibility as well. There's the Instacart is gaining some huge popularity in the real estate market. The Instacart, the #1 review we get back from agents is that it helps you build those reviews quickly. So there is a review me link set up that we set up in there for you, and they can get directly to Google, Facebook, Zillow, wherever you want to get reviews. They just click on the Google logo and it takes them right to the box to hit 5 stars and leave you a review. So you can actually get Google reviews within like 30 seconds just by texting your Instacard to somebody. It also is, if you email it, it goes to them as a link and opens up as a full-on website page. So it's actually like a website, so they can leave you a review on their PC as well. They can click on the review me link. Anything that has a link out to the internet, you can put in your menu bar in your Instacard, so they can get out to your sold properties, your website, a mortgage calculator. It's got a lot of features that we'll show you.
Okay.
Another question here. Don't want the digital card, you just said. Yeah, we do. I'm going to put a link in the chat as well. If you do not want the digital card, I have a link just for the optimization itself. And then I also have a link I'll put in the chat just for the $99 Instacard if you just want to get the Instacard today. So let me find that one here for the optimization. Only, no Instacard. Let's do that one. Everyone. Are we good on time, Mary?
Yeah, we're fine. We're
Okay.
good.
So there is the link just for the 8-site optimization without the Instacard. I know some of you may already have your Instacard set up, but haven't gone through the optimization yet. And then I will also put a link in here. And that link is just for the digital business card, the Instacard, if you want that special. And then I'll put my cell phone number again, guys. If you guys want to do like a live audit of your digital presence, just shoot me a text and I can send you a calendar link and we can set up a time to do that. I did mention for Luke or Lucas when we were going to Google Lucas. I did look you up, Luke, and this was a good example because a lot of agents, have a name like Luke or Lucas. So you just want to make sure that's consistent across the internet because your platforms are showing up only a few when I Google Lucas and your last name or Luke and your last name. So when in your titling of your sites and your business card for SEO purposes, you want to make sure that your name is consistent. If you're using a middle name on some platforms and not on others, pick which one you want to go with and keep that consistent across the board as well.
And yes, there's also a Luke. So he also happens to sell real estate. So I don't know if there's anything I could do about that.
Yeah, on your onboarding coaching call, they can kind of go over that with you and look up some different, the other one and look you up and get just heavy keyword your service areas. So, you can get as much separation as you can. We run into that a lot with realtors name the same name.
Great. Thank you, Alex and Josh, for another great presentation. And I think everybody learned a lot from this. We are recording this, so we'll be able to share this with you either later today or tomorrow. And if anyone has any other questions, they can email Josh or Alex directly.
Shoot me a text.
Or,
Yeah, Marsha, we do have a split payment link. If anyone else wants a split payment link into 2 payments, you do lose the discount a little bit, but we do have an option for that. So just shoot me a text and I can text you that link back.
Great.
All right. Thanks, Mary.
Thanks so much. And I just want to let everyone know that our next breakfast with benefits will be on August 16th. And this is going to be a really great one. It's about how to strategically purchase a home in today's market. And that's going to be presented by FM Home Loans. And that should be really, really interesting. So you'll be getting emails. So just check your inbox for the Monday morning emails with all the information. Thank you again, Alex and Josh, and thank you everyone for tuning in today. And we
Thank
will
you,
see you real
everybody.
soon. Okay, have a great day,
Bye.
everyone.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.